We could have had 1,000 witnesses, but that could not have overcome the kinds of silly arguments that people like McConnell and Capito are hanging their hats on. They're trying to have it both ways.
Just so the American public is aware, witnesses in a Senate hearing do not come and stand before the senators and make any statements. It's a deposition, it's videotaped, and that is brought before the Senate. So I know that people are feeling a lot of angst and believe that maybe if we had this, the senators would have done what we wanted. But listen, we didn't need more witnesses. We needed more senators with spines.
Impeachment managers Stacey Plaskett and Jamie Raskin defending the decision not to call witnesses at the impeachment trial, even after they won a Senate vote to allow them. Joining us now, House impeachment manager, Democratic Congresswoman of Pennsylvania, Madeleine Dean. Congresswoman, it's good to see you again. We should tell our audience you and I had this conversation 24 hours ago over on the Today Show, so I'm going to spread the ball around a little bit here. But I was taken by something you said in our conversation yesterday on Sunday Today when I asked you how it felt to know that President Trump effectively got away with it. And you said he didn't get away with anything. What did you mean by that?
Well, the world witnessed what happened on January the 6th, and then they witnessed what happened on Saturday. 57 senators stood, and they stand to give voice to their vote, stood and said the president was guilty. A majority said he was guilty, the most bipartisan impeachment verdict ever. It was, to me, a moment in history. He got away with nothing. We made a record, a permanent record for history, as Doris Kearns Goodwin just said, of all of the dereliction of duty by the president.
Congresswoman Kasie Hunt has a question for you. Case?
Congresswoman, good morning. It's good to see you. In terms of the witness question and the historical record, I know obviously we had heard from Congresswoman Herrera Beutler at the last minute. There were calls to call Kevin McCarthy. And then at the end of the trial, Mitch McConnell raised this question about potential criminal liability. So I'm wondering, from what you know behind the scenes in doing the investigation that you did, who else besides Herrera Beutler and McCarthy have knowledge of what the president did or didn't know throughout this siege, who perhaps you would encourage criminal prosecutors to call in a trial?
I want to be really clear about something. We didn't need more witnesses. We didn't need more evidence. There's 43 senators who voted to acquit hung their vote on a false technicality that their own Senate had rejected jurisdiction because he was now a former president. We did not need more witnesses. We did not need more evidence. We needed more senators with a conscience. Think of the contrast here. Mitch McConnell stood and voted not guilty. Within minutes, he stood in that same place and said, and I quote, "There is no question that Trump is practically and morally responsible." He said, and I quote, his was a disgraceful dereliction of duty. I would say to Mr. Senator McConnell, whose dereliction of duty? Potentially his own. We needed more senators with a conscience.
I absolutely take that point, but my question is about what happens next and what you know about who else has more information about, did the president stand in the way of calls to get the National Guard in? What did he know about Mike Pence's safety or not? We have not heard from those people in the context of what may be the next conversation about the former president, and that's criminal, not political.
Well, I would imagine there are going to be dozens of people who will have knowledge of the president's state of mind. I give Representative Herrera Beutler great credit for coming forward and saying what she knew of the president's state of mind, and apparently has contemporaneous notes of these conversations that the minority leader had. What I do think is that this is a question now for the Republican Party. I was thinking as I prepared for the trial of Margaret Chase Smith during the McCarthy era. She was a senator who in June of 1950, interestingly, joined by 6 other Republicans, stood in the Senate and gave a declaration of conscience where she said, "I hope the Republican Party will not ride to victory on the 4 horsemen of calumny." What she meant by that, and she said, were fear and bigotry, ignorance and smear, the 4 horsemen. It appears the Republican Party is doing that again. I hope Doris Kearns Goodwin is correct, that more people will stand up, people that have witnessed what the president knew. What did he know and when did he know it? What did he do? What did he fail to do? You saw we presented evidence of his failure to move for more than 2 hours in terms of sending help. You saw his failure to call the National Guard. What was he doing? Why wasn't he in safe hiding? After all, our government was being attacked by insurrectionists. There's lots we're going to learn. I don't know who all those witnesses are, but certainly I hope we do have a commission that will move forward and collect in an impartial way all of the evidence, all of the witnesses, and that more will stand up with their conscience and say what they know.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.